Jules, you have more to say about Leroy Sane.
Yeah, I think it's a good debate to have, especially with Jan being there with us, because it's not the first time he's had problem at clubs, right? We saw it when he was dropped from the German squad to go to the World Cup. We saw it with Pep Guardiola as well, where many times he was not even in the squad, clearly because of his attitude at training, a bit like what Jan was saying before. But there's a point where he has to decide what he wants to do with his own career, right? Because the talent is there. He's got incredible potential, the pace, the left foot, everything you want. But if he still thinks that he doesn't have to work hard to get to the top, and just because now he plays for Bayern, things are going to come easy, he's not going to go anywhere, right?
No, I take the point in general terms, Jan, that Jules is making, but I was only watching the game on TV. Obviously, I wasn't there. And obviously, Flick maybe didn't like what he saw or whatever. But was Sane that bad? Was he that lazy on the pitch?
It's not just on Saturday. Sorry, Jan. It's not just Saturday. We've said it many times on the show already. After a lot of Bayern game, we go like, oh, Sane, really? What did he do in that game? He'd been really, apart from, he pops up with some amazing goals now and again, you know, where he opens his left foot and he scores, and because he's so talented. But yeah, most of the time, it's really average.
Yeah, Jan, I want to get your take on this, because if you just break down and think in terms of talent and athleticism, I would argue he's probably, with the exception of people named Robert, he's probably the most talented player on that Bayern team, right?
Well, yes, but he got a role model, for example, Koeman. How involved is he in the game now for Bayern? He's doing brilliantly for them. But I agree with Jules. He's a great player. I always liked Leroy Sane. That has to be said. Talented, very much so. He has also have a problem, or in terms of a problem, that his body language is a bit like Özil's. You know, he's like Özil. When he's bad, he looks so very bad. You know, a brilliant player, but when he's off in the games, he's not doing the right things, it seems. And there are players who are absolutely terrible on the pitch, but they have another body language. So when people like us analyze a game, we say, he did this and he did that, he did a tackle, he was angry at the referee. Leroy Sane, when he is bad, he seems he's not in the stadium. And that is his main problem. Then he makes himself very easy to attack. And I think that annoys also Bayern, because Bayern, I think the great thing about Bayern, not only have they talented player, but they work all the time, great culture, great spirit, great attitude in the team. And at the moment, Leroy Sane, and remember, Leroy Sane wanted so desperately to play for Bayern Munich. That is also need to be said. It's not all players, big players who want to go to Germany. They see that as a backwards move. The people want to go abroad from Germany. So I think that is also a bit about his attitude, yes, and we don't know what's going on in the dressing room, but we can see what's on the pitch. And sometimes his body language also makes it worse.
I'm curious about this. Leroy Sane's parents were professional athletes, correct?
That's exactly. You read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, can you? And obviously, you're in a situation where your son is a professional athlete. Obviously, you know you played with Alfie Holland. You know Erling Haaland. His dad was a professional athlete. I'm just curious. I always generally assumed that kids of professional athletes tend to grow up in a, I don't want to say nerdy environment, but an environment where they see their parents' work ethic every day. They tend to be more structured. They tend to get really, really good coaching from a very young age. They often have that mental strength. Can you talk a little bit about that and why maybe it doesn't apply to Sane, or speculate a little bit?
Well, but I think that we have to be realistic. Sane have got a great career. He did well for Manchester City as a German international.
No, but what you're criticizing now, what we've been criticizing is exactly what...
I agree. And that's what is going to be my point. Because I think that it goes from being the footballer Leroy Sane to being the human being Leroy Sane. He is a cool guy. He is that kind of guy. I played with his dad. That's how old I am. He played for Vattenscheid, is his dad. But and I think that sometimes what you described, Gab, the environment, you see that with Erling Haaland. When the goals get tough, he can always ask his dad. He's been in there. He's done it. So I think that is a great advantage for him. But still, we all know, I got 3 kids. It's hard to raise kids. So sometimes if a guy like that, I'm not saying he's in trouble, because we're talking about sports trouble at the moment. it is hard to get to him. And I think that we can say that Oliver Kahn and the rest of the boys at Bayern, they are tough guys. But they are good leaders as well. They have tried to talk to him. They've tried everything. They probably talked to his dad and said, "Can you give him help him a bit out at the moment?" So I think that we are on a stage now in the development is in the way they need to raise him. That they thought, well, we just have to humiliate him, and I say that quite clear. I think they did that on purpose. I think they have planned Bayern Munich to do that to him because, as we said, this is the hardest thing a footballer can go through to get on and then get off again. The whole fans in Germany will kind of laugh at him. The Bayern Munich fans will say he cost us so much money, he doesn't produce and so on. So I think this was very planned. And then we are getting closer to the last resort of their taking him out of that team.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.